I thought today perhaps let us dig a little deeper into so-called the false self. In order to illustrate what is a false self, also we be able to touch upon the true self. In general terms, the false self is the ego, the I, the me, and the true self is our true nature, the original self, the self that we were born with, the self that we carry from one life to the other. Buddha mentioned that anyone can be enlightened as long as there's no attachment to the self or the I or the ego, and no attachment to dogma, to dharma, to principles, to logic. As soon as we disassociate ourselves from these two, we'll be able to reach enlightenment. Why does Buddha emphasize the detachment from self? Because if we live our life by using the self, we are utilizing a very limited capacity of ourself, because we are not seeing the whole picture. Let me explain why I say that. The self is based on experience and knowledge. We tried a candy, oh, it's sweet. We tried medicine, it's bitter. So we like sweetness, we don't like bitterness. We have a person who smiles at us and a person who is angry at us. And obviously we like the person who is smiling at us. I dated someone that I didn't like, and then I switched to someone I thought I like. It's all the self, the I, the ego, is all based on experience. Or advice from loved ones, from teachers, parents, spouse, or sometimes, a lot of times, kids. So this brain, as it experiences and acquires knowledge and advises, it starts to build a thinking machine to guide our lives. But how much experience can we really acquire in our lifetime? How much knowledge can we acquire in our lifetime? Very, very little. Besides, a lot of scientists mention that we only utilize 4%, maybe 6% of our total mental capability. There is so much that we have not been able to explore, to open up, to experience. So therefore, using our experience and knowledge as guidelines to live is if I'm Buddha, I would say a pathetic life. But Buddha is too kind not to say that. He just says, don't, use your mind to live. Don't use your brain as your guidelines. Now, what are some of the ways that we can detect and be aware that we are using our mind? First of all, as I already exemplified, the thinking, the judgment, the analysis, the synthesis. Anything came from our mind is from the self, the false self. Then how about emotions? How about feelings? Well, in that category, we have, I would say, two separate categories. One is physical, like pain, like feeling your blood flow, your chi, your your anger, and the emotional up and downs, your sadness. And in that category, actually there are two separate, I would say, the two separate categories. The other category is the sensation that we were born with, such as happiness and peace. Why is that? It's because we were born with happiness and peace. I mean, look at I recently had a grandson was born 3 months ago, and he was always happy. He was never angry and never sad or never depressed. So the sadness and depression and anxiety and all these mental frustrations are acquired as we're grown up. That's not something we were born with. We were born with happiness and peace. He's always smiling and nice to everyone and smiling at everyone. There's no differentiation. Never was angry. And that's our true nature. Our true nature is happy and peace. And all the other negative is probably a discriminatory, adjective, but anything that's sad or bad or feeling upset, I mean, all these are acquired because our mind expected something and it was disappointing, the result. That's why we become. And how about fear? Fear is because we don't know. We're worried of the unknown. But a newborn doesn't have fear because there's nothing to know. Just like a dog. There's no fear. Animals, they don't think, So all the physical sensations and all the emotional up and downs are all acquired later in our lives because our upbringing, because the way we lived by using our mind as a guideline. And we always thought we know. The term ignorance in Buddhism does not mean you don't know. It means you thought you know. You thought you know everything. Whatever I say, oh, I know. I remember when I was in middle age, there was a saying, young man knows everything, Middle-aged man doubt everything. And old-aged man believes everything. So therefore, we should not live by our limited mental capacity, you know? Because even if you become Google search, you still don't know everything. But how do we live if we don't live, by using our mind as a guideline? To answer that question, I would just illustrate some points from the opposite end. How do you think Michelangelo can see the person inside the stone? I have no idea, but he can see. Oh, there's David in there. One little round chip, the David gonna lose an arm or a leg. Well, I don't see that. How does Monet see? I mean, does he use his brain to analyze, oh, I need to move this stroke 1 millimeter this way or 1 centimeter that way? Or in English, 1 inch this way, 1/8 of an inch that way. How does Beethoven compose Symphony Number 9, Number 5? The Sound of Joy. Ding 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 da da ding 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 ding. None of these are the result of brain deduction, brain synthesis, brain logical thinking. All of these came from the universe directly into our heart. It's sports. You can't think in sports. You have to act spontaneously. How do you think Kobe Bryant shot 86 points in one game? If he hesitated for 1 second, he's going to miss the shot. Yeah. So all these great work, like Shakespeare, how did he come up with all these novels? How did Edgar Allan Poe, have these beautiful poems? All these are intuition, inspiration, directly from the universe. We're so afraid that we make a mistake. We'll keep on using our mind, trying to make it perfect. Because deep down inside, we are afraid of failure. We will never fail, because one way or the other, you're going to surpass it. Whether you learn the lesson or being rewarded, you always will pass. So therefore, using these masters as an example, we should be able to live the same way as they do by surpassing our mind and open up our heart and be connected with the universe. And that's what Canding is for. That's what meditation is for. Meditation helps us to quiet our mind, enhance our awareness so that we can be connected to the universe. Anything that our mind touches upon is short-lived. It rises and falls. It births and death. For instance, what we see, what we hear, what we smell, what we taste, what we feel, are all temporary. None of them last forever. There's only one thing that lasts forever. That is our true self, our joy and peace. And everything else doesn't last long. No matter how depressed you are, you're going to come out of it. So, what we needed to realize is everything, or I would say most of the things that we encounter with, has no value. No matter how brilliant your mind is, how smart, how capable you are, how powerful, reputable, rich you are, has no value in the universe. Because none of those last. The only thing that carries from generation to generation is evident in all the newborns. Happiness and joy. We were originally gifted with such qualities. We didn't realize it. We didn't treasure it. We keep on seeking our mental constructed dreams. And get lost on the way. Encounter frustrations, despair. If you think about it, isn't kind of foolish? So meditation helps us to quiet our mind by redirecting its thoughts into our inner organs. As it enhances our circulation in around these hormonal glands, it enhances our stamina, our energy, our awareness, our sensitivity, so that at the same time it quiets our thinking mind and raises our awareness to the universe, so that we can have a bigger scope, a wider scope, an unlimited way to know who we are, how we deal with the universe, how does the universe deal with us actually. How do we take advantage of the gifts that's brought to us by the universe. Once we reach that state of connection, that inspiration, that intuition, we'll be so happy. So a lot of practitioners call this a no-self practice. A friend of mine asked me this question. You say no self, meaning no pleasurable hobbies, no sex, no good food, no fun. Then why should I practice? My answer is very simple. Only when you reach the no-self state of being, you'll be able to experience it. Using your current state of mind, you'll never be able to comprehend how wonderful that state of no-self is. So I thought maybe I should end my sharing on this note. Anyone has any comments? It is true, in reality, those who experience the earthly pleasures of life, no matter how short-lived they are, how worthless they are, never could experience the state of no self, the state of peace and everlasting joy. Okay, and then let's practice, maybe today we'll practice 3-center alignment, which is a fundamental heartchan practice. This is all sort of also the basic practice that we need to reach to go to the next step. Well, we have 10 chakras and 3 chi channels to work on, so 3-center alignment is the most fundamental one. In other words, we're going to connect the crown chakra on the top of our head. We call it the Chan Xin Mai Lun, the Chan chakra, the heart chakra, and some call it the solar plex. Well, I don't know, solar plex may not be exactly what we call the heart chakra, but our chakra is in the center of our chest. It's not the organ heart, it's the energy point, heart chakra. And then the root chakra is near our, for gentlemen, near the prostate, and for the ladies, near the cervix. So we're going to line up the 3 chakras into a straight line. Okay? Okay. We're going to take a few deep breaths. Then we're going to turn our focus to navel chakra. Navel chakra is 2 inches behind our belly button. As we fully inhale, we pause for a few seconds and focus on navel chakra. During the pause and the focus on navel chakra, you may find the navel chakra begin to vibrate. Once you feel its vibration, focus completely on the navel chakra. You will notice the navel chakra becomes bigger and bigger. The vibration becomes stronger and stronger. You'll find the chi propagation from the navel chakra will reach your shoulders, reach your cheeks, reach your forehead. The pulsation also reach your back of your neck, through your shoulder, down your arms, into your palms. Your palms may vibrate the same frequency as your navel chakra. The vibration from the navel chakra will also fill up the abdomen, travel down your legs to your feet. You're going to feel tingling sensation or vibration or heat in your feet, in your toes. Now try to find your root chakra. You can contract your anus as you exhale and focus on the prostate or the cervix area to see whether the root chakra will appear. In order to detect navel or root, any of these chakras, you cannot expect it. You cannot command it. You just have to be an observer, monitoring it. Once you relaxed and not using your mind to command or expect it, or be anxious to look for it, it will appear. Just take time. Now the root chakra begin to respond. At the beginning, maybe a small vibration. Then it becomes bigger and bigger. And the vibration will reach the top of your head. The vibration will travel up to your chest. I'm going to resonate with your heart chakra in the center of your chest. Now it's time to light up the three chakras. The heart chakra will continue to vibrate with the root chakra. And it will travel all the way up to the top of the head. Now let's sit up straight. You may need to tuck in your chin a little bit because I'm a little bit hunched back, so I always need to tuck in my chin a little bit as I straighten up on my back. Once you line up the root chakra, the heart chakra, and the crown chakra or heartchan chakra, you will see a column of light go through you. The reason this practice is called three center alignment is because the heartchan chakra is the center of the universe. The heart chakra is center of human. Root chakra is center of earth. So as we focus on three chakras and line them into a straight line, they form a channel where the energy from the universe will come down through the heartchan chakra into the heart chakra, and the energy of the earth will also travel up through the root chakra to the heart chakra. So center of earth, center of human, center of universe. Into one line. That's why it's called three center alignment. Now, if you don't see a column of light, you may experience a very smooth chi flow. If you observe from root to heart to chan, from chan to heart to root, you will experience energy flow. If you don't worry, it will appear soon. Just focus on each chakra continuously. Don't use your mind to expect it or command it. And if your mind drifts off to something else like a TV program or steak, don't blame yourself. Just return your focus to the chakra focusing, because this way you improve your circulation. For instance, if you experience cleansing and the vibration near the root chakra, you will have less chance to get prostate or cervical cancer, because the chi will bring the nutrients to that area and get the toxins out. The heart chakra is in charge of the blood flow, and the heartchan chakra will give us a much sharper mind, more awareness of what's going on, so that we have a wider picture of life, to see the true purpose of the universe. Now try to find one chakra to focus on. When I say focus on, also means observe on, without intention. Not a mental focus, but focus and not focus at the same time. A really relaxed focus, so that you can enter into a state of stillness. Let your heart open, experience the peace and joy of the universe, bypassing your mind. Pick a chakra to focus on. to observe on, to relax on, by all means just abandon or surpass your mind. Okay, we never gonna say end of the session. You just continue to meditate until you thought that's enough for today.